in-depth, a little bit more detailed tutorial on my hair. All I have in it is like a curly cream from a few days ago. This time I started with the front of my hair. This time I'm starting with the back. I feel like the back processes it faster. But I'm gonna start low and slow. I'm gonna go with a 10 volume developer and I'm gonna work my way forward with a 20. I am going to use aluminum. I cannot work without aluminum. I'm a hairstylist, so I have to have the aluminum because it helps conduct heat and it gives me the bright blonde that I want. Also, another tip that I use and I always give all my other hairstylists is I give them the tip of using thinner sections between my foils and my hair. That way it can be very, very saturated and you're gonna get even lift. Also, what I like to do with my blonde hair, any of my blonde hair clients, usually what I do is I touch up the root, and after that I'm putting conditioner from mids to ends to save the ends or anything like that, just so avoid breakage and stuff like that. What I'm going to do today though, I'm going to be using a little bit of coconut oil just from here down. From here down. Because mainly in these front pieces, because I have some bangs, but I really don't want any more breakage. I have some bangs that I cut it so it could be kind of like curtain bangs. So when I do my blowout, you can see the curtain bangs in the front. But yeah, my roots are level, I want to say 1, but they also look like a level 2. Super, super dark. And that is all over. You can see some spots right there. What I'm gonna do first is I am going to detangle my hair really well with one of my favorite brushes. And that is a Palm Mitchell 407 styling brush. It's this one. It kind of resembles the Denman brush, and I love it because obviously I have curly hair, and because I really like that I am able to brush my scalp really well, and I feel like that also helps circulate with the growth and stuff like that. So usually what I do, I'm going to start from the ends and work my way up, being gentle. I'm not sure why I'm looking at that other screen. You see how fast and easy that works. And I always make sure I get really well in my roots after. Don't pull it. Don't be snagging on it. Just be gentle. It's blonde hair. It's curly. You see? Going right through with those roots. And is I like to use the L'Oreal Metal Detox just because my clients are always like, what does that help for? And I'm like, it just helps if you have any product buildup or you're using cheap products or stuff like that. It helps the bleach neutralize and not expand so much, because when there is a chemical reaction and the bleach starts expanding and stuff like that, it's not so, or it starts dripping out of the foil or stuff like that, it's not so nice, trust me. Okay, my hair is all brushed out. I'm gonna go ahead and start sectioning my hair. I usually do section in 4 ways. That's just the way I am. Okay guys, so here I'm going to be sectioning into 4 sections, and I'm going to be putting a little bit of coconut oil on the very ends of my hair. I did silence a lot and fast forward a lot of this video because I did talk way too much, and this video could have been, I swear, 4 hours long. So I really did fast forward a lot of parts, and I cut out some parts where my arms were cutting out the video, so just stay tuned. I said I was gonna start back here, so I have to now. Blond Me, one of my favorites. I got some aluminum foils about this size. Small. I have my measuring to let's measure this bleach. Usually I go in 1 scoop. I buy the really big one. So I usually go with 1 scoop at a time because that's 42 grams. And I'm gonna start out with 10 volume developer. I like to do it like a kind of thick, creamy, like a 1.5, 1 to 1.5. Okay, y'all, so here I started the foiling process. I started from my way up, working my way down because the back part gets the hottest and the heat of our neck and our back make the foils process way too fast at the bottom. So I always start from the top and work my way down. As you can tell, you can't really see what I was doing. I was kind of struggling here, deciding which way I was going to be sectioning because I did have 3 devices to look at myself and I still was having some issues looking at myself, which always happens to me with the back. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. Just stay tuned and you'll be able to see a little bit more in depth at the bottom part. And I'm a little bit way closer to the camera on the bottom part and on the sides as well. So just stay tuned. Here you can kind of see where I catch myself, where I was starting to grab bigger sections and I started to divide the sections smaller. Usually I recommend divide the sections into 1 inch or 1/2 inch if you can. I was kind of getting lazy and I started grabbing big sections, but I stopped. So I started grabbing 1 inch sections. And you're gonna also want to make sure that you saturate with a passion, because if you have really dark hair and you don't saturate, you're gonna have patches or you're gonna have uneven lift, especially on the back part, which are the parts that we can barely see. So that's like the biggest tip that I usually get. See, right here you can see the section is about an inch thick. I usually apply the bleach on one side, lay it down, apply bleach on the other side, and make sure that it's saturated. And I usually get to where the very, very light hair is, but on some sections, if you can see, there's a little bit of yellow sections. I just go a little bit over those sections just to get rid of any unwanted tones. Right here you can see I kind of overlapped a little bit on the very, very light blonde pieces. So I just grabbed a damp towel and just kind of cleaned those areas to not over process or damage my blonde. Also, Please don't mind the dirty mirror. I was struggling from the beginning to the end. If you don't want to struggle like me, I highly, highly, highly recommend get a 3-way mirror. I bought mine. I have one now. I bought mine from Temu. I want to say it costed like 14, maybe 15 bucks, maybe cheaper. I don't remember. And I highly recommend it. They have some that have lights on them. The one that I have now does not have lights, but I have a big ring light, so I don't need an extra light. Usually, this is what happens. Look at this. I always get this, and I did it with level 10, with 10 volume developer. The majority of the bleach. I left it on for about 4 hours. I ain't gonna lie. The only thing that happens is the back stops processing because it was 10 volume developer, while the front was processing with 20. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a 20 volume developer real quick. And since in the back, in the front I touched my roots, in the back I didn't, I'm gonna start in the back and work my way. Ooh, this is burning. Supposedly, right? Ooh. I didn't want like a plastic cap to squish down the bleach, so what I did was I just put foil lightly over it, and then I put a bag, but I just made sure the foil was covering and not touching, like, not the bleach wasn't touching the bag, because then the bag would have transferred this onto my hair, so that's why I put the aluminum here now. I'm just gonna check it. I believe it's almost ready to go. This is that perfect pale. I'm trying to see. Should I wait another? Nope. This is ready. So this is a reveal after the second. And I really needed to see it before I went ahead and mixed my toner. But I know exactly what I'm gonna use already. As you can tell, this is a level 9 or 10. Ugh, my scalp is so itchy. Level 9 and 10, period. There might be warmth, that's okay. I'm a Latino, so I get warmth, period. I'm getting tired. And I've been filming for so long. And I really feel like I need a break already.